Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You can't hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. I had to take care of some financial stuff.
Okay.
I just got several emails that, I've been following on Facebook. I sent a bunch of books to get graded, comic books.
Okay.
And I just got some, they don't charge my credit card. One, they didn't charge my credit card until they perform the services, and there's several services that I'm having performed. So I just had to verify that they charged me for, like, I guess the third service got performed today, and I just got the email.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had to look at the PDF and verify that they charged me for the right stuff.
Okay.
So now my books are in the final stages, and I should be getting them back soon. Hopefully they all come back in higher grades than I sent them in.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, they won't come back lower. Well, 7 of them were already graded. Five of them weren't graded. So I'll be surprised to find out what grades they come in. I mean, they were raw books, and I kind of know comics, so 4 of the 5 were certainly high grade by my standards, and I'm a harsh grader, like
Yeah.
very harsh. Most people think I undergrade books. Like, I won't put books in my X-Men run that I don't think meet a certain grade, and then I find out later that they actually are a better grade than I grade them at. But that's because I'm a very harsh grader. So of the 5 that were graded, I know for a fact one of them isn't like gonna come back like over 9 or anything like that, but it's just such an important book that I didn't care. The other 4, I think, will grade high, and then the 7 that I sent were already graded, and they graded kind of high. They graded high. I'm on high grade, you know what I mean? But one of them I'm expecting to come back. The lowest grade of the 7 that I sent was a 9.0, and I'm expecting it to come back something like 9.96. I'm kind of excited. It'll grade out because I pay to get it pressed, which usually improves the grade. And this book hasn't been pressed because got graded almost 20 years ago before pressing existed. So they're going to break it out of the case, press it, and then regrade it after it is autographed. So it's kind of like a big investment for my X-Men run. Getting these 12 books autographed and graded. For me, it's a big deal, at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just working. Did some last minute campaign work the last few days. Some stuff for Jersey. We'll see how it goes.
We're pulling for Yeezy.
Yeah. Yeezy's not from Jersey.
No, he's from Chicago.
Yeezy? Oh, that Yeezy. Oh, I think of Yeezy. I was thinking never mind. I was thinking of Jeezy. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I think Jeezy's from Atlanta or Texas, one of the two.
Atlanta, yeah. Yeah, he's Atlanta. He's an ATLian.
Yeah, he's got that deeper Southern vibe.
Yeah. That's the Jeezy.
Yeah. No, I was talking about Yeezy, who's may or may not be running for office.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting one. So I've been seeing a lot of little. I mean, I guess some of them are memes and some of them are just little pictures of him or articles, and people are like, he's gonna pull votes from Biden and all of this stuff. And I've been saying, yeah, I don't think so. I think if anything, he'll pull some votes from Trump, because they're kind of like, cut from similar cloth as far as like what they represent, and who is kind of fucking with them basically. And a friend of mine who I had jammed with just before, Corona was hitting, a white friend of mine posted, like, he said something like, to whoever needs to hear this, black people aren't the ones voting for, celebrity, celebrities that have no knowledge of what they're doing in politics. That's like white people doing that. And I was like, yeah, I don't know where people got this idea that Kanye is supposed to pull. Like, who in their right mind is like, well, I was gonna vote for Biden, but now I'm gonna vote for slavery was the choice, Kanye. Like, I don't know how that makes sense. You know what I mean? Hello? Yeah,
Me?
I couldn't hear you for a little
Really?
while. Yeah.
I wonder what that was about. So I
Maybe
understood
it's
the context that Kanye meant that in, even though it was disjointed and a bit frantic. I kind of understood the context. I kind of don't run with the theme that everyone runs with Kanye's context when he said that in, which is neither here nor there. But
yeah, but
what
Kanye
I
said a bunch of shit back to
yeah,
back. Like,
I know, I know. I I I I I paid close attention to it. Um, he had 9 minutes with the president, right? And and definitely he probably could have posed some, substantial arguments or made some substantial points or what have you. But that particular thing, and again, I did listen to the entire both Kanye interviews. You know, that particular thing, I took it to mean exactly what he was saying. Again, Kanye is, diagnosable, right? So it was frantic and disjointed. But I think what he meant, and surely his energy was wrong, especially the way that he said it. They say about one of the things they say is if you can't really articulate your points, then it doesn't really make sense. And I think that what he was saying in that instance was, slavery was a choice in the sense that if we didn't want to be slaves, we should have just fought. Easy to say, for sure, sitting, some 150 plus years removed from slavery in, the 21st century, you know what I mean? That's definitely easy to say. But I think that that was what he meant, that we just should have fought, that we shouldn't have accepted being slaves. Do you still hear me?
oh yeah, I still hear you.
Okay. That we shouldn't have just accepted being slaves and that we should have fought. And because we didn't, then by virtue of not fighting and remaining slaves, then we made a choice. I think that's what he was saying. I'm not saying he was correct. I'm saying that I think that that was what he meant behind that. That haven't been said as far as him pulling votes for Biden. Well, I think it goes both ways. So I'm kind of interested to see, one, if he's even serious, and if he is serious, how it works. Because I do recall not too long ago, conservatives did not like him. It didn't help that he came out during Katrina and said that George Bush wants to kill black people and or let black people die or doesn't care about black people, I believe
That
is
was
what he
a
said.
long time ago. That was the other Kanye. That was when he
Yeah,
was still with us.
but I mean, he made a lot of conservative enemies, and then the Taylor Swift thing, like he did make a lot of conservative enemies, and they don't forget. And when I know while it was a long time ago, there are two places where your deep history matters: in court and in politics. These are the only two places where you're actually held accountable for what you said 40 years ago.
Yeah, but not if we're talking about black Trump voters.
No, no, no. I'm just talking about conservatives versus liberals, and I'm just
He,
curious to see where it goes
but I'm
because
I'm saying that's where he can draw. That's where he can draw support away from Trump is black Trump voters,
hmm,
right? People who don't give a shit about what he did to Taylor Swift, or people who don't care about what he said back in 2007 or whatever, when he was a completely different person who he's
yeah, but
since
that
about.
again, you're right about not caring, but being a completely different person, and when it comes to politics and court, to me is irrelevant. But I do see your point. But I just think if you're going to preface it with being a completely different person, I think that kind of makes the point irrelevant. I think it can stand without that because in politics and in a court of law, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter how different you've become, you're always going to be held accountable for anything that you've done that we can hold you accountable for. But I do think your point stands. I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be reinforced with being a completely different person. Is all I'm saying.
Well, okay, the reason that it does is because, I mean, a black Trump voter has no reason to vote for Kanye 2007, right? Because at that point, he's not a he's not a conservative or a Trump guy, right? So the person
Hmm.
that they're voting for is the Kanye that we know now. That's
Hmm.
been like
Yeah, but
doubling,
the reason why
tripling.
I think it's not relevant is because that's going to come up no matter what. It's still
Yeah,
going to come up.
what I'm saying is it doesn't matter if it comes up. That's not gonna. We're talking about a margin of people, right? We're talking about the black Trump voter. We're not talking
Well, you are
about.
for sure.
Well, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I'm not talking about. But listen, this is someone who's, gonna draw, a small, probably a small percentage of votes. So the margin is all that really matters,
Well, it all
right?
depends as well on what platform he runs on too. Because he could just as likely draw, a contingent of undecided black liberals or black liberals who weren't going to vote.
Why would a black liberal vote for Kanye?
Well, we don't know what platform he's going to be running on. Sometimes
Plus,
people, it doesn't. We're talking about a small contingency. Sometimes people just vote black.
yeah,
Just
but
like
now
there
we're
are
going
women who
back to
just
what.
vote women.
But now we're going back to what you just said about like if we're gonna remember what you did back in 2007, we're certainly gonna remember who you are right now,
Yeah,
right?
but that doesn't. You're
In order
right.
for in order
No,
for
you're
someone,
right. But if
right?
your point is valid, then that can't invalidate my point either.
Well, sure it
Is
can,
what I'm saying. Well, no,
because
because
we're talking
there
about the
are a
present day.
contingency. Yeah, but there are a contingent. It's like saying, why would anybody black vote for someone who's black? Like there are a
Oh
contingent
well,
of people who may
okay.
not have voted that what I'm saying. Like there are a contingent of people who just may not have intended to vote that like to buy. I mean, think about it. None of these people stopped buying his sneakers when he said that. His
Well,
sneakers are still
who's
some.
none?
I mean, his sneakers are still some. He just went on and talked about how he has a $1 billion company.
He's a liar. He doesn't have
I mean,
$1 billion. Forbes
oh,
Forbes doesn't back up
I
any of that
understand that it's high.
nonsense
I
he's saying.
understand that it's hyperbole, but people still buy Yeezys.
Well, yeah, they do. They do. Um, but I mean, We're talking about different contingencies of people. I mean, there are people who don't politicize their buying, and that's a whole other conversation that really needs to be gotten into. Um,
Mhm.
so there's that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this whole thing is like, it always feels
Again,
like
we
a
we don't
distraction.
know what platform he's running, or if he's really even running. But we don't know what his
Okay,
platform is.
so the black form. So there's going to be some people who are going to vote for him because he's black, but most people who have been paying attention, and we're not even talking about deep attention. We're not talking about high information voters or voters who are really paying attention. We're just saying people who even pay attention to pop culture. Like even those people are not gonna like want to vote for him. Like there's a lot of people who for a long time they were like, well, I still like his music. I still like his music. Don't fuck with him personally. I still like his music. Even a lot of those people eventually were like, I just can't do it. It's just too much. So to forget about like everything that he's been saying in the past 5 years and tripling down on and saying, well, at the end of the day, he's a black man. I'm going to vote for him. I'll give you there's going to be some people like that, but I don't think
I
there's
was going
going
to
to be
say
a
because
lot.
if you don't, then I think you overestimate the average 18-year-old who just doesn't care about some of the things that we care about.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's true. But then a lot of the young people are pretty about it too. There are a lot of pretty
Oh yeah,
smooth and
no, no,
pretty
no, no.
woke
Maybe
young
average is
people.
too big. Maybe average is too big of a categorization.
Now I get what you're saying, but those people have to really be pulled to vote though. Like he's really gonna have to inspire like those kind of people. Those people were just like, yeah, let's just vote for him. Those people are really gonna have to have a reason to go to the polls, and maybe they just love Ye so much that they'll do it. But I think the average young 18-year-old isn't fucking with Ye's message like that. They're just not. And I think the most they'll do for him is be like, well, beats are still fire, so let me just tune out, you know.
What if they what if that's the key? That they really don't care about his message one way or another and they just vote for him because it's cool. It's a rapper.
I don't know. This I guess there's a first time for everything. I
Well,
just
I
don't
mean, it'd
see.
be the first time for him to run. But I mean, again, I'm throwing that out there hypothetically because I don't think it's unreasonable that some 18-year-old who might not have voted might just, some kid on the block who probably wouldn't have voted, but oh, he's a rapper, he's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think that young
Maybe it's
people.
cool. Maybe it's cool that my first vote was for some rapper.
No, I hear what you're saying, and maybe I'm being too you know um, maybe I'm being too kind, but I just feel like young people see through bullshit, and I don't feel like that's the kind of rapper that someone wants to vote for. I feel like he's made like an ass of himself.
I mean,
Like a
I,
reprobate.
I I don't think you're being too kind at all. I think that you may not be considering some things for sure. I don't think you're being too kind. I think I might be overly harsh, but I think you may not be considering some things because while you say that young people see through BS, young people are responsible for a lot of idiotic BS. Like they do some dumb things,
That's true, but
especially of any color. You know what I mean?
that's
Like some really
that's
dumb things.
that's true, but not when it comes to voting though. I guess that's my point is when it when you get young people to vote, it usually takes like a lot of inspiration, like Obama or something. You know,
Yeah,
like
but
even like young people didn't.
imagine how many young people might vote without getting informed at all if, say, Jay-Z just decided I'm running for president.
Jay
Like
Z's
that.
different. Jay
Well,
Z's different.
hold on. Let me finish because I'm not talking about a political platform. I'm not talking about them evaluating anything that he said. Most young people don't even listen to Jay-Z. So, I'm just saying that him saying that he would run could be inspiration enough to have some block hustlers just be like, yo, I'm gonna go vote for Jay-Z. And for no other reason than he's Jay-Z.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, Jay didn't like Jay didn't like sell out his own people like that.
Yeah, but
Like,
I'm talking about people who aren't informed in the first place, who wouldn't have voted anyway.
no, I get you, but I just feel like dudes on the block are not gonna like vote like let's say like a dude on the block is probably not gonna want to vote for 6ix9ine, right? Because
Right,
he's like a snitch,
right.
right? And I'm
But on the
saying,
same token, those same people wouldn't buy 6ix9ine sneakers anymore either. Again, we are talking about people who do dumb things. Like
right?
6ix9ine's a snitch, so I'm not going to support you on any level. But Kanye West is kind of different, right? While to us, he did say some things that were selloutish, especially the MAGA hat, the Confederate flag, the whole nine. They're still buying his sneakers. Like they're not canceling him. That's all I'm getting at. Like they're still gonna go.
And
Whereas
you think
if
these are the same?
six,
You think
go
these
on,
are the same people that are buying Ye's sneakers are are people?
that buy
That
his
get
sneakers. Yeah, there are people that I know who are our people that will buy Ye sneakers because they just don't really care about any of the political stuff. Man, I don't
and
care about that.
these people vote.
Say again? No, what
These
I'm
people
saying,
vote.
I don't know whether they vote or not. What I'm saying is they may be inspired to vote because man, I wear his sneakers, and for no other reason than that. Yo, I wear that dude's sneakers. He makes some cool music. I'm gonna vote for him. and someone says, you know, he said this, he said that, that's Yeezy. You know Yeezy crazy. He's the same dude that got on the stage in this concert and decided to go on an 8, 9, 10 minute rant or what have you. That's Yeezy. Yeezy
Well,
crazy. He be
I would
bugging out. He
say
don't.
where you may be right is that Yeezy is so charismatic that I think he might give people a reason to vote for him. I think without that, just some guy who happens to be a rapper who happens to throw
Yes.
his hat in the race, I don't think that makes some 18-year-old like put down their blunt and like get their
100%.
ass up and find out where their polling place is, make sure
People
they're
ain't going to the
registered to
polls to
vote,
break. They're not
go to the
breaking their neck
polls.
to register to vote for Killer Priest.
It takes
It would have to be a Yeezy or a Jay-Z, like
right.
you're saying. You know what I mean?
You're right. It's not. There might be some Staten Island dudes, but yeah, you're right. It's not. Yeah, you're right. It's not gonna be a Killer Priest. Then again, you know, if he has some kind
And
of
Killer Priest is
grassroots,
intelligent.
right? If he has some kind of grassroots machine behind him, you know, and he pulls together some shit. But you're right. Not just based on name and like swag alone. Definitely not.
Right. Right. I'm with you.
Yeah. But you know, we're dealing with someone who's very charismatic. People know his name for sure. He's held court with the president and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe. I mean, I tend to think that some of the folks that we're talking about, um, it would just be interesting to see what his, like you said, what his platform would be. I mean, he can't go back. He can't come back and try to like claim, you know, some kind of liberal shit now. He's in the shit.
Well. See, that's what I was just about to say.
But the
I
ducats
wouldn't
he
be
threw at
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because
he threw some ducats uh, at George's family and
I
Brianna's
mean,
family.
yeah, and he has a history of being erratic, so you can't really pin him down to one thing or another, and that he has that in his favor, and he says as much, and he has that in his favor. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
he could.
the problem with
Hold on. Let me just play out the point. You know, that's one thing he has in his favor. He has his wife's track record of getting black people out of prison. He has, he could flip the script and be like, yeah, that was Jeezy a couple years ago. I didn't understand some things. He could run on a whole "you ain't got the answers" platform. Like, yo, he'd be like, how, Sway? You
man,
ain't got
my stomach is turning because that's the kind of shit that actually
yeah.
works.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? Like he could just flip the script and again
Kanye says you ain't got the answers.
yeah, you know what I mean? You ain't got the answers.
Is he right? Who does have the answers?
Yo, you're writing this campaign for him, bro. I gotta be cognizant of my mic because it's shorting. Can you hear me?
No, your mic's been good. Your mic's been
Okay.
good.
Yeah. No, you're right though. It does kind of make your stomach turn, right? Like
It
it doesn't take
does.
a lot
Yeah,
to,
it doesn't take a lot. We've just got people who just do not. We
fickle generation.
don't have good education when it comes to this stuff. And even people who are seemingly traditionally well educated are really not good at figuring this stuff out. They're really not. They're really not. But yeah, I guess my point with Kanye is, for all of his being erratic, he's been on the same side of erratic for a long time. It's still like a right wing, pro Trump, you know, all of this stuff that he's been saying. So it's like he's erratic, but he still knows where he stands, and he still even looked at that whole George Bush doesn't care about black people and turned against that and said he was wrong for saying that. So he's taken a stand, and he is where he is now. He can be erratic, but he's still on this side of the line. But I don't know. And he throws some money, George and Brianna's way, because I guess
Hey,
that's how he felt. I mean, who knows?
hey, can we pause this
Yeah.
and I gotta jump off and jump back on.
Okay.
All right, I need about 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Sure.